The White House says she won't be invited to future events, adding this behavior is inappropriate and disrespectful for any event at the White House. 3 months after hiring a trans influencer, Bud Light still can't find their way back from the abyss. Part of that has to do with their decline in sales. Bud Light sales are down 25% or so. Anson Frericks, former Anheuser-Busch executive, now the president of Strive Asset Management. Am I making too big of a deal out of this, that all of a sudden across the country the trans issue seems to be backfiring and not working either for brands or for politicians in the way it used to?
Leland, I don't think you are making a big deal out of this. I think their sales are down 25%. There's been billions of dollars that have been lost by this company in terms of shareholder value over the last couple of months. And you would think that there'd be a lot of other companies that'd be learning from this, that understanding that when Bud Light, they make a decision to surf from social issue to social issue, get involved in this transgendered issue, and then make a lukewarm apology to their loyal consumers by trying to put out ads with Clydesdales or camouflage bottles, that their consumers would come back. But the only thing that was being camouflaged there was leadership's poor understanding of their customer base. They can't be won back by cheap ploys. It's crazy that you're seeing recently, even the Los Angeles Dodgers, which historically has had the highest attendance in all of baseball, they've gotten involved in this issue recently, where they invited what has been described as a Catholic hate group, the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, which is a group of grown men that dress in drag as Catholic nuns, to a baseball game when everyone was already invited to baseball games. Why didn't they have a special night for this group? And then also trying to appease these people, they try and have a Christian faith and family night as a cheap ploy to win back people. It just doesn't make any sense, and you're not making a big enough deal of this, because I don't think companies have learned yet that their sales are at risk.
Well, they certainly, at least according to The Guardian has complaints from queer influencers who say they're caving to bullies. Queer influencers in the USA brands have gone quiet. This from the Daily Mail, though. Massachusetts middle school students tear down rainbow decorations and chant their pronouns are USA during a pride celebration. Officials slam intolerance and homophobia. There's a school board meeting about this right now. We're going to have more on it tomorrow. Look, Andrew Breitbart said that politics flows downstream of culture. And I'm wondering if, look, you are a brand guy. Your job was to figure out where the culture was going. If the culture is moving in a different direction.
I think the culture is moving in a different direction, and I think we should all condemn any acts of violence. That's not necessarily what we need. But I think the other thing that we need to think about is, what do people want moving forward? I think what people want moving forward, if you're a company and you have iconic brands that have traditionally catered to all consumers, whether that's Major League Baseball, where everybody's welcome in baseball stadiums, a brand like Bud Light, which historically was about things that all people could enjoy, sports, music, backyard barbecues. I think people, they just want that. They're tired of brands speaking to them inauthentically, whether it's on any issues like parental rights in Florida. There's been companies that got involved in voter integrity laws in Georgia, or now it's issues like transgender rights issues. I think people are just tired of companies coming down and speaking to them, and then being confused when there's all of a sudden people that go to other brands that just make great products and services. So I think companies need to be aware of where culture is going, and that they just want to get back to business.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.